Oh my God, Shannon said the N-word. So does every other fucking people. I think it's pretty fucking racist that that particular word is race inclusive. I find that fucked up. You can't say a word because your race is a different race than what that word pertains to. What the fuck? Anyway, I'm sorry I'm not the right skin complexion.
Die. 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 Die, 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 die. Everyone fucking die. There's niggers all over the place.
Boy, what the fuck is those, boy? You dumb son.
Umbrella. She's up. Whole nother level of shit you can't even understand.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another episode of The Forecast. Now, I know a lot of us have said time and time again that we are at war. We are prisoners of war. But I don't think far too many of us really understand that concept. Now, you hear people love to say, not all white people are bad. Not every white person owns slaves. But you know what? All the people who were kidnapped and forced into slavery, all of them weren't bad. All of them weren't evil. All of them weren't stupid. But do you think our ancestors' enemy took the time out to distinguish who was good and who was bad? No, they committed these crimes against all of them. And even then, just looking from our perspective, even if not all of them are bad, you don't know which ones are quote unquote good. And like elders before me have said, because you don't know which ones mean you harm or not, it's best just to protect yourself from all of it, just to be on the safe side. Because living in the system that we're in, you can just be minding your business one minute and end up a victim the next. Back in 1957, down in Alabama, a 24-year-old brother, Willie Edwards Jr., who was a husband and a father, was tortured and killed by some random white boys in the KKK. Now, this brother got a job working for Winn-Dixie as a delivery driver. And he worked his shift and got off and went home. So then his boss called him back and asked him could he go back to work. And this brother said, yeah, we need the money, so I'm going to go pick up this shift. Now, little did he know that some white boys in the KKK was already out to get him because they thought he was messing with a white girl. Now, keep in mind, this brother was married to a black woman, but another woman in his family that they hang out with, she happened to be light-skinned. Now, she's not white, and she may or may not be biracial, but because somebody saw him with her, they said he was sleeping with a white girl. Now, at the end of the day, they could have just been targeting a random black man, or they could have just been after him because he was a delivery driver. But at some point, they kidnapped his brother, and then they drove around or did whatever for who knows how long, just beating him up. And then at some point, they drove him to a bridge and forced him at gunpoint to jump off a bridge 125 feet into the river. And his family, who thought he just went to work, didn't know where he was until they found his body 3 months later. So then, of course, the police didn't really investigate what happened. They said his body was so decomposed they couldn't determine the cause of death. Now, decades later, when his family finally did get an autopsy, they said the cause of death was drowning, but they ruled it a homicide. And the coroner said pieces of his body was missing, and it reminded them of when they used to take body parts during lynchings. But at the time, of course, the police swept it under the rug. They didn't investigate. Nobody was arrested. But then in 1976, after people started running their mouth, the case ended up getting reopened. And they ended up arresting 4 white boys. Now, one of them, Raymond Britt Jr., told the DA everything that happened in exchange for immunity, so he wasn't charged. Another white boy, Sonny Livingston Jr., literally confessed to the murders after they put him under a little bit of pressure. But then this racist judge, Frank Embry, without going to a jury, literally dismissed the charges himself and just dismissed the case. And then in 1999, they reopened the case after everybody's already dead. And the grand jury, over 40 years later, finally admitted that the KKK was guilty of this crime. But they still chose not to indict anybody who was still living. Because although they can throw a blind Bill Cosby into jail, they'll say these white boys in the KKK is too old to go to jail. And one of these white boys responsible for the brother Willie Edwards Jr. death was also connected to other bombings in Alabama, including the church bombing that killed those 4 little girls. But this is what you get in this system. They cape for and make heroes out of their killers and make criminals out of anybody who criticize it. And you still see the same things happening today and still getting the same results. In Georgia, a young brother, Ahmaud Arbery, was murdered by 2 white boys simply for exercising while black. Now let's go back and see what happened to this brother.
Family of a Georgia man is asking for justice more than 2 months after he was shot and killed. No one has been arrested or charged in the death of 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery. Police say he was chased by 2 men who suspected him of a crime. Arbery's family says all he was doing was jogging. Omar Villafranca talked to his mother and the family's lawyer. Interviews you will see only on CBS This Morning.
Ahmaud is no longer with us, and he's not with us because 2 men followed him while he was jogging and killed him.
Ahmaud Arbery was shot and killed in Brunswick, Georgia. We spoke to his mother, Wanda Jones.
What do you think should have already happened to these men?
An arrest should have been made already.
According to neighbors, there had been break-ins in the area. Arbery was allegedly spotted at a home that was under construction before he began to run. 911 calls came in moments later.
And you said someone's breaking into it right now?
No, it's all open. It's under construction. And he's running right now. There he goes right now.
Okay, what is he doing?
He's running down the street.
According to a police report, Gregory McMichael told police he saw Arbery run by and recognized him from the break-ins. According to the report, McMichael and his 34-year-old son Travis grabbed a shotgun and a pistol and got into their truck to go after Arbery. Once they caught up to him, Gregory McMichael told investigators Arbery violently attacked Travis and the 2 fought over the shotgun before Travis shot twice and killed him. The prosecutor who previously had the case says Travis acted out of self-defense and the pursuers acted within the scope of Georgia's citizens arrest statute.
It essentially deputizes all citizens to go out and perform police functions. They did not do that properly.
Lee Merritt, an attorney for Arbery's family, says he believes there have not been any indictments because Gregory McMichael is a former investigator for the Brunswick District Attorney's Office. That's why the case was transferred to the Ware County District Attorney.
There's more than enough evidence for a case for murder.
What do you think those men should have done?
They should have waited until the authorities arrived. They had already made a call to 911.
People defending the McMichaels point to Arbery's previous brushes with the law. He had a shoplifting conviction. His mother said this has nothing to do with what happened, and her son is the victim. Gregory McMichael told us since this case is still being investigated, he has no comment.
Now, this young brother, Ahmaud Arbery, played football. And so he used to go on daily jogs to exercise and stay in shape. And so this brother was just jogging, minding his business. But of course, like usual, they're minding our business too. So these 2 white boys, Gregory McMichael and Travis McMichael, and I guess they must be father and son or something. But they said they saw this brother and they claim he was just standing in front of a house that was under construction. So of course these 2 white boys, being who they are, called 911. And on the phone call, when the operator said, was he breaking in, this white boy literally said no. And when they said, what is he doing wrong, he never once gave an answer. All he could say is, he's running. Now, I don't know if this white boy, Gregory McMichael, think he one of the Hardy Boys or something. But he says somehow he recognized his brother from breaking into other houses before. Now, keep in mind, it's broad daylight at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And they still haven't mentioned any crime or anything he did other than running. But these two white boys got a shotgun and a .357 Magnum, and then they chased his brother down in a pickup truck and cut him off while he was running. They pulled up on his brother while he was exercising, yelling, "Stop, stop." And then they hopped out the car with the shotgun. Then these white boys claimed his brother grabbed the gun, and then they got into a fight over it. But if you're just minding your business exercising, and somebody just hop out on you with a shotgun, of course you're gonna do something to defend yourself. So then the other white boy, Travis McMichael, who was supposed to be the son, shot this brother twice. Now, even though this is cold-blooded murder, Zimmerman 3.0, of course these two white boys weren't charged with anything. They weren't even arrested.
Now, a News4 Jax I-Team investigation of a shooting earlier this year of a 25-year-old Georgia man who friends say was jogging in his suburban Brunswick neighborhood. The case is now in the hands of the Hinesville District Attorney's Office.
It's been more than 2 months since the son of a former investigator for the District Attorney's Office shot and killed Ahmaud Arbery, claiming he and his father were acting within the scope of a citizen's arrest. Charges have not been filed. I-Team investigator Tarek Miner joins us now after speaking to Arbery's friends. Tarek.
Well, this shooting happened in Glenn County back on February the 23rd, before the coronavirus pandemic. But the case was transferred to Ware County because of the shooter's family's ties to local law enforcement. The case was then transferred again to the Hinesville District Attorney's Office for the very same reason. Arbery's family says the use of deadly force just wasn't necessary, and they want the shooter and his father held accountable.
I'm out here at Satilla Shores. There's a black male running down the street.
Where at Satilla Shores?
I don't know what street we're on. Stop right there.
That's the voice of former District Attorney investigator Greg McMichael, suspecting 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery was burglarizing houses under construction at 1:08 p.m. in this Brunswick neighborhood. According to the police report, McMichael called for his son Travis, who grabbed his shotgun because they didn't know if the male was armed or not.
I just need to know what he was doing wrong. Was he just on the premises and not supposed to be?
He's been caught on the camera a bunch before at night. Kind of an ongoing thing out here.
Police say McMichael then armed himself with his .357 handgun. He and his son followed Arbery, who was running for 2 blocks. Before the report states, McMichael shouted, "Stop, stop, we want to talk to you." They pulled up next to Arbery, and police say the former investigator's son exited the truck with a shotgun. McMichael told police Arbery then violently attacked his son, and the two men started fighting over the shotgun. Travis McMichael fired 2 shots, killing Arbery at the spot of this memorial. Police say the McMichaels rolled Arbery over to see if he had a weapon, and no weapon was found. Arbery's former football coach suspects it was a case of mistaken identity.
People are known for jogging that area all the time, and people know Ahmaud jogs the area. Like, he would stop, and sometimes he was in the middle of his workout, and he'll just play like basketball with the younger kids. He'll sit right out there in the street and just kind of shoot hoops with the kids, and then, you know, at the end of the game, he'll just go back to jogging. That's the kind of person he was. Everybody knew him for exercise.
Arbery's best friend says the community deserves to know the truth.
It's not about one race, you know, because we're all a community, and we all see this as a tragedy to the community. It's not about black, it's not about white, it's not about a race. We can't make this about race. It's about what's right and wrong and what happened.
Now, a former prosecutor who had Arbery's case told police the McMichaels acted within the scope of Georgia's citizen arrest statute. And they claim Travis McMichael, the son of the former investigator, acted in self-defense when he gunned down Arbery.
Now, you already know they gotta stay on code. And it turns out the white boy Gregory McMichael used to work for the DA. And they even moved the investigation there because he used to work there. And then they sent it to another DA who we used to work with. And we're still sitting here expecting some kind of justice. And even though they couldn't say this brother did anything wrong, it was like the operator was looking for an excuse to give him. And most likely, they don't have any video of anybody breaking into any house. And most definitely not of this brother. And even though these 2 white boys hunted down his brother Ahmaud Arbery with a shotgun and a .357 and approached him, even though he was unarmed, they're still claiming self-defense.
I want to tell you about this story tonight. It's the family of Ahmaud Arbery, and they are asking for justice. More than 2 months after the 25-year-old was shot and killed in the Satilla Shores neighborhood in Brunswick, Georgia, no one has been charged and no arrests have been made. On February 23rd, Arbery was running through the neighborhood when he passed Gregory McMichael. According to police, McMichael said he thought Arbery looked like the suspect in a series of recent break-ins in the area. According to the police report, McMichael says he then alerted his 34-year-old son Travis, saying, "Travis, the guy is running down the street, let's go." They then grabbed a shotgun and a pistol following Arbery in their truck. The report says that the two of them and a third pursuer in another truck chased Arbery to a nearby intersection. When they caught up to him, McMichael told police they called out to Arbery, quote, "Stop, stop, we want to talk to you." Then they pulled up and Travis exited the truck with the shotgun. Gregory told police Arbery then violently attacked Travis McMichael and they struggled over the gun and Arbery was shot twice. 2 district attorneys have recused themselves from the case over possible conflicts of interest, but not before one of the prosecutors wrote that Travis acted out of self-defense and that their actions fell within the state's citizen's arrest laws. Joining me now to discuss is Ahmaud's mother, Wanda Cooper, and the attorney for the family, Lee Merritt. Again, these are citizens, these are not police officers who acted in this manner. Wanda, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so sorry for this heartbreaking loss. How are you doing?
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
How are you holding up?
I have my moments. I have my days, and I have my sleepless nights.
So this is not unusual for your son to go out on a run, right? And he was running through an area that you would normally have worried about, not normally have worried about, or would you have worried about him running through this area?
I wouldn't have ever worried with him jogging, because if he's jogging, he's not bothering anyone on his daily run. So I never worried about him jogging, ever.
So at first I understand that authorities told you that Ahmaud was, that he was involved in a robbery and that the homeowner shot him, and then they changed that?
That is correct. When I was first notified on the 23rd of February, I was told that Ahmaud was involved in a burglary. There was a tussle, there was a confrontation with my son and the homeowner, and at that confrontation there was a struggle over the firearm, and then Ahmaud was shot and killed.
And he was not armed?
He was not armed.
Now, since there aren't any stand your ground laws in Georgia, they try to claim these 2 white boys was making a citizen's arrest. Now, I would say that they aren't cops, but America has a history of deputizing citizens. But first of all, even if they could arrest him for what? They still haven't said anything he's done besides running. And second, they never even attempted to arrest him. They hopped out with a shotgun. What are they going to say? He didn't comply with a lawful order from a citizen? Did he ever once say, "Stop, this is a citizen's arrest"? But you already know they have to stay on code. And even though these 2 white boys are the murdering thugs, they tried to bring up some shoplifting charges this brother had probably when he was a kid. He could have been trying to steal a pack of bubble gum. But they're going to bring up his criminal past even though they are the murderers. And somehow when an innocent black man is gunned down, it's never about race. It never has anything to do with race. They said it could have been a case of mistaken identity. And it could have been because to them, we all look alike anyway. We all fit this description. But we as a group have to be aware of our surroundings. We have to pay attention. We have to realize we are prisoners of war. You can't expect justice from somebody who constantly justifies shedding your blood. And until we're ready to get on code with each other and we're ready to protect each other and we realize we're all we got, then the same thing will keep happening over and over and over.
Willie Edwards was considered a happy man who was always smiling. In 1957, he was in his mid-20s, living in Montgomery, Alabama with his pregnant wife of 5 years, Sarah, and their 2 daughters.
When we got married, we decided to take his 2 sisters to put them in school. My brother had made a promise to my mom when she was dying. He promised her that he would take care of us, so he did. All my mom's side of the family, all are light-complected people. My dad was white.
Raising his fair-skinned twin half-sisters, Willie Edwards was a strong father figure. However, local whites not privy to the Edwards family genealogy may have mistaken his association with his siblings as intermingling of the races. Anyone mistaking Willie Edwards' sisters for white women would have found their relationship a violation of social order, and that would have made Willie Edwards a target for the Ku Klux Klan.
I do believe my brother really was killed because of us, because of my sister, my twin sister and I. They said that he was raising white kids.
He did take them places. We all went places together. And they might have thought that there was white women, you know, that he was dealing and wheeling with.
The account was basically that Mr. Willie Edwards Jr. was a hardworking 25-year-old black male in Montgomery who took a route for Winn-Dixie, the company he worked for, a grocery chain, when apparently he was, if you will, abducted from his truck.
He left for work, and he never came home.
He had been to work. He had went to work earlier, 9 to 5. He came home, he ate dinner. They asked would he come back in, work some overtime. I really didn't want him to go, so I asked him not to go, but he said to me, we need the money, so he left.
There's that nigger right there.
You know, I can only imagine what Mr. Edwards went through that night.
Let's get him! Come on, let's get him! Come on, boy! Get him! Come on, boy! Take a look!
He was stopped for no reason at all by a group of thugs.
What's going on? What's going on? Hey, white women, is that what it is? No, sir.
They drove him around, beat him, terrorized him, threatened to kill him, trying to get him to make a confession that he had made an inappropriate statement in their eyes to a white woman.
Get him out! Come on, boy!
They drove him to this bridge, got him on top of the bridge, and basically put a gun to his head and says, you jump, or we'll kill you.
Take a bullet, or hit the water! Hit the water, come on!
It was months before I heard anything else.
And it was literally 3 months later that his body was found downriver in another county of Alabama.
And so had begun a process called decomposition, which makes examination particularly difficult. The person who examined those remains felt that although he could establish who the person was, he could not establish how he had died. The report that was issued then was cause and manner of death undetermined.
As a result of that and other factors, case was basically closed. No one was arrested at that time.
4 suspects were identified in the kidnapping and murder of Willie Edwards. One of the alleged perpetrators, Raymond Britt, told investigators that Henry Alexander, James York, and William Sonny Kyle Livingston were his accomplices the night Willie Edwards was killed. Sonny Livingston had previously been arrested for bombings carried out during the Montgomery bus boycott. He was acquitted of all charges, even though he had made a full confession.
Judge Embry, an old man, most people in his community knew that he was a staunch segregationist and would probably do anything he could to make sure that these fellows were not tried.
He essentially stopped any legal proceedings. Willie Edwards' death was the same kind of a death that has happened for 150 or 200 years, and that's the lynching of a black man in the middle of a night. When we began the examination of Willie Edwards' remains, I was aghast and shocked to find that the skull and jaw were not included. There has been a history of Klansmen and white supremacists collecting souvenirs in these lynchings. I can't exclude that as a possibility in this case.
Even a detailed confession has not been enough to ensure convictions in cases like the Willie Edwards murder.
I know they killed him, but as for finding out, nobody's telling me nothing.
Look, bro.
No, that bitch tweaking.
We out here getting
There we go.
DoorDash.
Two black males. I don't know who's upstairs.
Shorty up here tweaking on the phone, calling the cops, bro. This shit real out here, bro.
It is a secured building. Yeah, I don't know how they got in.
Yeah. It's an Airbnb. This bitch downstairs tweaking.
They're wearing black sweatsuits. There are 3 of
Bitch
them.
ain't got no shoes on. You know they don't never wear shoes. Look at her feet.
No, I can't. I don't see any weapons at this time, but I don't know if they have any.
No weapons.
Yo, she done beat Yo.
Where's the
hey,
time
get the
off?
motherfucker Airbnb, yo.
Shit crazy.
757-681-3338.
What happened, bro?
Oh, somebody tweaking, bro. She was waiting for us to come out.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, apartment A.
What's going on, man?
Weirdos, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
You can go inside now. You do what you have to do.
Bullshit. Shut the
You do
fuck
what you have to do,
door.
bro.
Y'all are leaving.
What's going on, man?
No, you're not allowed to make noise in this fuck. Get that fucking
Touch
shit
me.
out of my face.
Touch me.
Right now.
Touch me.
Oh, I'll get my gun,
Touch
you
me.
fucking asshole.
Oh, you gonna get your gun? Yeah, I know. We showing this to the cops when you get here. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you smart. You
You
real
need
smart.
to shut the fuck up.
You real smart.
You need to
All right,
be
no
quiet.
chill.
This is
This
a
is my safety.
private building.
This is my
Shut
safety.
the fuck up.
Chill.
This is my safety, bro. Look, she said she about to go get the gun. She about to get the gun. Shoot us, guys.
Shut the fuck
She's about
up.
to shoot us.
Close that fucking door. Y'all are out of here tonight.
Look. Trying to lock us out of the building we pay for.
Word, I'm saying, like, bro.
Crazy. Already called the cops. Now she trying to put hands on people. And
I didn't touch you, motherfucker.
then talking about she gonna
I
get the
didn't
gun.
touch you.
Try to close the door on me. My ankle a little messed up. Nah, bro, we not doing nothing. I'm getting food. We better go back
Yeah, I
upstairs.
just called from 344 West Mason. I just want to make sure the cops are on the way, please.
Bro, you gotta do this for safety, bro. You see she's calling the cops. You got something to show.
Okay, bye.
It's crazy.
Y'all fucking going to jail. Turn the fucking music off.
It's not even that.
I can hear it from here. What the fuck is wrong with you? Turn the fucking music off.
Okay, so we have another one. He's recording, but all we're simply doing is reversing the car, and we are trying to get into our garage. As we try to drive in the garage, he has blocked our car, and he is causing a scene. What's your name?
I'm gonna be the one that's causing the scene today. Cause
My
you
wife-
are losing it.
My wife is pregnant.
And no, I
Keep
don't
it
have
calm,
no patience for no nonsense
but-
like this. Right now, this is some nonsense.
He's not going to do anything, but all we're doing is trying to get into our garage.
And you're trespassing on my property.
We can stay on this property if we want.
We're not getting out. We just got out of the...
Yes, I can. If I want to stand here all night, I would stand
Hey,
here all night.
we got out of it because we got out of the car because he has blocked us from trying to get in the garage.
See, out of my trunk, and I would
Call the police, Tiffany. Calm down. But, sir, may I ask you why you blocked our garage?
That's correct.
Mark, can I ask you why you blocked our car from going into our garage?
Jeffrey Smith.
Your name is Jeffrey Smith, and I'm just asking you a question.
I've got a man, his wife, and two children.
He blocked this? Yeah. We're just trying to roll into the garage. It's my parents' house. We backed up. Here's the alley.
Well, the kids were
We
climbing in my
reversed.
car, etc.
We reversed, and we're blocked in. These are the things that...
Stay off my property.
Is this racism? What is this? Because I don't know what it is. All we're trying to do is lower. We have kids. I'm with my kids.
Kids are throwing rocks at me.
No kids are throwing rocks.
We're not throwing rocks at you.
Do you hear that?
No rocks.
P, you remain calm.
Thank you so much.
We remain calm because we're citizens, and no one's throwing rocks. There are rocks in the gravel, but nobody. All we're doing is just backed up. All right, and trying to get out, trying to get in the garage. We just reversed, and he says we're breaking the law.
You're breaking the law of being on my property after you've been notified not to be on my property.
From who?
From attorneys, multiple attorneys.
From who?
From my attorneys.
Tiffany.
I'm be here every day because the only way I can get in my garage is for me to get out and open my garage. That makes no sense. How am I going to open my garage if I don't get out the car and open the garage? I got to park my car right there.
No,
I'm not parking my car in the middle of the street so I can get
So
hit.
hold on. So let me ask you a question. So your issue with us is because when we backed up, our back wheels crossed over to your.
Constantly parked on my property, constantly.
And so that gives you right. Again, we're not constantly parked. All we're doing is trying to reverse.
Are you not on my property daily? Without
That is
permission?
false. That's false.
Huh?
That's false.
Is that a yes or no?
That is a no. What false means is no. All I'm asking you is, all we did was, again, we reversed out of the alley just like people. As you can see,
No matter what you want.
we lined up the car to go straight. We're just trying to go straight into the garage. He comes recklessly and stops. So now we're waiting for the police.
What's your... Stop, Josh, stop. Stop, bro. Stop, Josh, stop. Stop hitting them, bro. Just stop. Just stop.
No! Stay back! Stay back! Stay, keep face down! Put your face on the ground!
The dog's eating my leg! Please, the dog's eating my leg! Please, the dog's eating my leg, bro. Please, it's
they can take it off if they wanted to.
Stop! I'm not
It's
doing
gonna be
it.
okay! It's gonna be okay! Get his mouth, film it! What are you doing?
This is harassment. We didn't do anything. We got attacked. This is harassment. No, I'm a minor. A dog just bit my stepdad. This is harassment. This is harassment.
Get the badge numbers! Record it!
Bro, I'm recording it. I'm recording it.
Call my attorney.
Call his attorney.
Protecting white people.
Please, please.
You grabbed my leg. He's Stop it! This is harassment! What do you guys not understand? This is harassment! This is harassment! This is harassment! You guys are harassing us and our families! He did not do anything! No, I do not care! I am a minor! I live in this house! You're supposed to protect me! Protect me and my family! We do nothing!
How you doing, man? YouTube. How we doing?
I'm good. I'm Trooper Sakirka with the Pennsylvania State Police, Stroudsburg.
All right.
All right. The reason why we had you pull over, okay, you got a cracked windshield?
Oh yeah, I explained that to the.
I know. I heard that. Okay. I was the officer. I know. You explained that to me.
Oh, okay.
You want to step out of the car for me?
For what?
Just want to ask you a couple questions out of the vehicle.
But what's the purpose of the stop?
What's the purpose of the stop? To crack the windshield.
But how does that require me to step out?
Because that's a violation. So now you're being detained for investigation reasons. So I'm asking you to step out of the vehicle now.
Okay. Yo, guys, stay in the car. Don't nobody else have to get out the vehicle.
You can leave the phone inside of the vehicle as well. You're not going to need that outside.
No, but I'm going to use it for your safety and my safety.
Okay, if you want...
I always do this. This is not new to me.
I understand. If you want, we
this
can
is
go up in
live.
front of... I understand that. But if you want, we can go up in front of my vehicle, and we can record it up there, so everything's for your safety and my
No,
safety.
I understand, but I would like to have my own record.
Okay, we
because
can
it's
do that.
legal. It's
Hop
not.
on out.
Yeah. I'm hopping out my concern.
step in front of your car, all right? You got any weapons on you or anything?
I don't consent to no search and no seizures. I don't even know what he's
Yeah,
talking
I'm not
about.
trying to search you. I'm just asking if you have any
asked-
weapons or anything.
I'm not answering no questions.
Okay, you mind if I pat you down to make sure
Yeah.
that we're safe out here? Because you said you want to be safe, right?
Well, he has a bathing
Don't say
suit.
nothing.
I just want to pat you down. That's a Terry frisk. I'm not asking to search you. I'm just looking for weapons, and I'm allowed to do that. So can I search you for weapons?
Mind you, he has bathing suit shorts on.
Okay. It's not a search and seizure. I'm checking you for weapons to make sure I'm safe out here. Okay, do you have an ID?
I have, of course, I'm driving the vehicle.
Have your ID.
For what?
Because right now you're being detained because you have a traffic violation. I need to see your identification.
What traffic violation do you have?
He said I just got hit with a rock.
How is that? Well,
violation in the state of Pennsylvania. Do you have an
All right,
ID?
so the-
but Harry windows cracked too, and we didn't get pulled over.
If
So
you don't have an identification, you don't have to give it to me, okay? But I'm going to bring you down to Monroe County Correctional Facility. I'll see you there.
You're not
So
gonna
it's up to-
intimidate me. I'm just gonna tell
I'm
you
just
that.
saying, man.
Because you're walking up on me like
You
you're
need to
grabbing
give
my
me your
dick.
ID.
Let me explain something to you. You're not gonna intimidate me.
Not trying to,
Right?
but you need to
You
give me your
are.
ID.
You are.
I'm
You're
asking
not
you
gonna
questions and you are not complying with
You
me.
can have mine.
Okay?
She can have mine.
Very good.
The way you're coming up
Why do I
about
smell
it-
marijuana
What?
coming from the car also?
Man.
Why do I smell marijuana coming
This
from the
guy
car?
is crazy.
I smelled it too. It's not
Why
just
do I
him.
smell marijuana coming from the car?
No, you don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. No,
Why
they
do I
don't.
smell
Now he's
marijuana?
making up things. Get the dog.
Okay.
Get the dog. Get the dog. Get the dog. And don't nobody have to get out the car, you hear me?
Nothing I can get out. Why do I smell marijuana?
And you don't have to give IDs or nothing.
You don't smoke? Did anybody smoke in the car?
I don't smell nothing.
Nope. Damn, man. What the hell are they gonna smell? I
They don't-
don't fucking smoke weed.
they-
That nigga crazy? He's crazy. She knows she doesn't smell it. She just trying
We
to
were
keep that
dating-
because They're together, but not out of this vehicle.
Definitely out of
Go ahead,
this
put your head in there right now.
I did it.
Bro, all we trying to do is go to a fucking water park and hear like racist. I feel like it's racism.
He stopped me talking
Racism.
about window shit. First of all, that's not what the stop was for. When he stopped me, he came up to the vehicle to ask questions about I don't know what. He just came up, oh, I just here to talk to you guys. And he asked about the window
We'll
shit.
be right back with you, okay?
Go ahead, do your thing. So, instead of being somebody cool with it, like, yo, like, you can window shit, I understand you just got hit with a rock.
Yeah, I understand. But then I smell marijuana, so that's why I was asking about that.
Get the dogs is what I'm saying.
Let me just inform you on this, okay? Because I smell marijuana coming from the car, I don't have to request dogs. That gives me probable cause to search your vehicle if I wanted to. Okay? Not saying that I'm going to want to, okay? But I was asking you why I smell marijuana. You didn't want to tell me why, okay? But just so you know,
I have a
because
question.
I smell marijuana, that gives me probable cause to search your vehicle. I don't need to get the dogs out here. I don't need anything else. That is enough. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Just so you're aware, my name is Trooper Sakurka.
Hello.
13185 with the Pennsylvania
Nothing.
State
He's trying to.
Strawberry.
He's trying to
All right,
say.
here's your ID.
Super Karpinski. My badge number is 13905.
No, he good. He good.
All right, thank
All
you.
right, hop in your vehicle, get
You
your
was a
windshield
great-
fixed,
you
all
was
right?
a great
That
officer.
they stopped. They pulled them over because.
Why were they stopped?
No, this is what he said.
Because the children are not in booster seats.
That's not why you said. He said.
That's not why you
I was
said.
informed.
Come on, be honest.
I have it recorded. It's okay. He said he came and said I was informed that the thing is cracked. Who informed you? Listening to my conversation.
N6 37. Man, we're going to court with this one.
Yeah, definitely going to court.
We're going to court with this one. Look, he's smiling like he cool. He's smiling. He's an officer. He's smiling. He thinks it's cool. Yeah, this is not Nazi Germany. You guys is like, this is not Nazi Germany where you come and you stop people for ID. Is this Nazi Germany where you guys just stop people and just for IDs for no reason? Yeah, everybody been colored. What's going on? Everybody just pulled over his colors. Well, I don't know. We don't know that, do we? Do we know that, though?
You gotta stop.
I'm telling you to, please.
For what?
Because I could smell drugs in the air. I need you guys to stop. You're at a vacant house. Guys!
You is crazy.
Three subjects went northbound. They ran. I couldn't stop them. I have three that I'm 1025 with. You guys have IDs?
What's your name, officer?
Just had marijuana in the air when I walked up, and they all started walking.
What's
you
your
have
name,
an
woman?
Officer Wright.
Officer
you have an ID,
Wright?
sir? Yeah.
You smell marijuana in
I
the
do.
area. You can smell marijuana from anywhere. How you know what marijuana smell like?
On my school ID.
Training experience, sir.
School ID for you.
Hell no. But the law state, if you don't say no name like such and such, come here, we don't gotta stop.
I don't know your name, sir. You're at a vacant property and there's drugs there. You guys left a bike?
Drugs there?
Do you have an ID, sir?
I ain't got no ID. Crazy.
What's your name?
Name Rodney Bostic.
Rodney Bostic?
How you doing, today, officer?
Mr. Bostic, can you spell Bostic for me?
B-O-S-T-I-C-K. R-O-D-N-E-Y.
You guys live in the area?
So my ID. I grew up around here.
None of you live on this street or the area then?
It's on my ID where I live at now.
Do you have any drugs or weapons on you, sir?
No, ma'am.
Can I pat you down, make sure you don't have any drugs or weapons on you?
I don't feel like getting pat. That's hot, officer.
Pardon?
It's hot.
It's hot? You don't
Yeah.
want to be pat down because it's hot? Is that right?
You can look.
You just got old.
You have any drugs or weapons?
No, no.
Can I pat you down?
Yes, sir.
Turn around for me. Appreciate it. How are y'all? Pretty little. He took off. They were younger.
It's a nice day out here.
Ma'am said, come here, stop.
That's
That
why I
ain't
told
the
you
law.
stop.
You gotta
Why are
say
you
a
guys
name.
hanging out at that vacant 20?
We was walking by. We
Or
weren't hanging out
location?
nowhere.
Why do you guys choose that location to be at? They have trespassing signs
was
and it's
walking by.
vacant.
Like I said, I just grew up around here. I was
Okay.
just stopping. I
I was just walking by, you know.
You can't be on that property. It's a vacant property. You know, you guys being on that property with it obviously vacant, they do have signs also posted, so you're violating the law being there because you are trespassing at that point. You understand?
Even if you was walking by, just stopped by.
You weren't walking. I saw you sitting in the property. Yeah. Okay, so you're not. So you understand that law. Now, when they do trespass affidavits, that's when we're the representation of, we represent the homeowner, and that residence actually has a trespass warning, which says if anyone's on the property, we're authorized to trespass and arrest. Okay, so no one's permitted to be on that property. So right now, all three of you could go to jail based on that.
I never got a warning.
Me neither.
Don't need a warning. Just being on the property with those signs.
I never knew that. Yeah, you need a warning.
There's no sign up there.
No, there is a sign. It might have been removed, but I looked it up before I came.
No, I'm saying I never seen a sign, so I wouldn't know that.
Right.
It must be changed.
I can answer one question at a time if you want me to
All right.
educate you on the law. All right?
Educate on the
Before I
law.
got there, I checked the property, and the property does have a trespass warning affidavit on file, which means anyone on property, I'm like the homeowner at that point.
But what I'm saying is I never seen the green sign, so I don't know that.
Doesn't have to have the green sign on there.
Well, how would
It's
I know that?
boarded up and it's vacant, okay? And you guys are on the property, and I'm telling you now that you can be arrested because there's a trespass warning
I
on
know
file.
that now. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I didn't know that before.
Now you know.
Chill out. Hey! You fucking nigger. You fucking fat fuck. You wanna go outside, you nigger? Do something, bitch. I'll fuck you all up. You don't fuck you, nigger. Get your fucking, your nigger. Touch you, fuck you, fat fuck. I'll fuck you up. Fucking do it. Hey, fuck you, you fat fuck. I'll fuck you niggas shit up. Hey, go for it. This is how we're trying to fucking help you. Fuck you, nigger. I don't need no help. Fuck you and this nigger. You want to bring it, fat boy? Fuck you. Come on. Bring it, bitch. Fuck you. You're a nigger.
What the fuck is this shit?
Hey, they're attacking me, boy. Step back. Step back. They're attacking me. The whole fucking casino. You fucking nigger. You too, bitch.
That's so bad, man.
Step back. Touch you. You touch me. You touch me. Hey. You don't need my fucking ID.
Can we all just whip his ass?
You're white. You don't look like me. You don't belong here. You know? Yeah, I know. You.
Yeah,
Name my video. What do I need to know? I know my black brothers. Kill me if you can. Kill me if you can. Sell out. What? I don't care. They know you where you come from in Europe.
Comment tu es? Comment tu es?
Right time. Hey, I'm at Hewen.
I don't care. Touch me. What do you want to do?
He's not gonna
Don't
touch
tell me about what you can or what you cannot do, or you can have traitors and everything else. What can you do? Do what you can.
I didn't say I'm gonna do anything.
Yeah, so I don't care. I don't know you. That's why I'm surprised.
But we went.
Because, no, I don't know you. You're white.
We went to our own car. I don't understand your problem. Loop net. Nou kom net, loop net. Jy gaan nie laat aangaan nie, want jy probeer kom nou.
I don't need DNA test. You are a foreigner to me.
Okay, congratulations. You know the meaning of foreigner.
So do what you can. Bring your bruiser for her. No. I don't listen to nonsense.
We gaan loop
Go
net.
home and tell them in Holland, Jan van Liebeck, shoot me if you can.
I'll just tell you one thing.
Los hom.